Recognizing the Vice Chair of the committee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Colleagues, I rise to urge you to vote for this bill that is in front of us at this moment on third reader, HB1. A lot has been said about ways that we should address this energy problem that our ratepayers are very concerned about, and that by extension, and we're also ratepayers, we are all very, very concerned with. And we have heard a lot of great ideas about that on the floor today, yesterday, amendments that have been offered, suggestions that have been made by folks rising on the floor. But I'm rising as someone who, I know a lot of you know this, as a baby delegate coming into this floor, was often really influenced by those floor amendments. And I know some of my colleagues in the minority party, I think, would actually make bets sometimes on whether they could get me on certain amendments. As I've matured in my understanding of how this work is done, however, I have to continually remind myself that no matter how great an idea sounds, being thrown out into the ether and out to the public on the floor, every good idea, and frankly, every not so good idea deserves its due process. It needs to be heard and it needs to be evaluated fully. And the people need to have the opportunity to speak on it. And so I want to bring us back to this bill. Not all those other ideas, which some of them are quite good, and many of them we will be taking up in our committee this year. This bill in front of us is good policy. It is because it is the first step, and nobody is saying it's perfect policy. It is the first step in doing what all of our constituents in Maryland are begging us to do. Start to lower their energy rates. If we do not pass this legislation, I want to be very clear about what this bill, not all the other suggestions do, what this bill does. If we choose not to pass this bill today, then we're saying that inappropriate and extravagant spending by energy companies will continue to be charged directly back on a dollar-by-dollar basis to our ratepayers. You can decide whether you believe that that is something that your constituents would approve of. I do not believe that my constituents believe that that is fair. So let's not allow us to consider the perfect, and this bill is not perfect, to be the enemy of good, the good policy that we have here before us. This bill does not virtue or virtual signal. It actually sends an accountability signal to the energy companies that we have the backs of our constituents, we have the backs of Marylanders, and we are willing to require accountability from energy companies when charges are not reasonable or are not fair. That's what this bill in front of us does. And while, yeah, we're not sure exactly what the reduction on a ratepayer's bill will be, we do know that there is no one suggesting that the bills will be higher because of this bill. But there are many suggesting that whether it's $1 or whether it's $10 or $15, they will be lower. And yeah, I am proud to say to my constituents, I gave you an extra $1 a month, but I firmly believe that we are talking about much more than that. That's a good thing, and it's a good first step. But it's only the first step. This is the beginning of many initiatives, including so many that we've heard on the floor over the past several days that our committee, with the leadership of our brilliant chair and the leadership of our fabulous speaker, has been charged to consider, and we will do that. They will have hearings, they will have public comment, and everyone can come and bring that work to us. And I have never in my time in the General Assembly ever been part of a more committed, more energized, forgive the pun, group of delegates than we have on both sides of the aisle right now in the Environment and Transportation Committee. We are a great team, and all of us are doing our best to solve these problems. So HB1 is not perfect. It's not a complete solution. It's not a total answer, and no one is pretending that it is. It is a good, solid, policy-driven first step, and I ask you to support this bill. It's not one and done. It's not, it is yes, and let's continue this fabulous work together. Please support this legislation and let us continue the good work.